Hi, Khushbu. Welcome to Reflect with the Pali. How are you
Thank you.
today?
It's a pleasure being here. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, let's start with, why don't you tell us something about yourself? What is it exactly that you do?
Yeah, I work for Adobe. I'm heading business operations there for digital experience engineering BU.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And of course, you know that I have my Instagram blog.
Right.
And I cover experiences, food, lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, Khushbu, then exactly how did you basically, end up in Adobe? How did your journey start? I really want to know that.
Okay, so that's a long answer.
Yeah.
Be prepared for it.
Take your time, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will just take a step back. I would say that, through my journey, right? So growing up, I was very passionate about writing, right?
Okay.
So I used to write a lot of articles, capture my experiences.
Okay.
So that's how I started writing. And I was moderator for many blogs, a lot of websites. This is the pre-Facebook, pre-Orkut era.
Wow.
When I started moderating various blogs and discussion boards and sites.
Okay.
So that was my first thing as a student, right?
Okay.
And then I also worked for a newspaper for 1 year.
This was after your graduation or something?
No. This was during school time.
School time?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how it started.
Okay.
So I had that flair for recording what I do, right? The only difference is that earlier times it was more textual and less pictures and videos.
Right.
So that's what I started with. Then, of course, along with my job.
So in school, if I may ask, how did you get these, opportunities?
So online. So the online world still existed. It was very new, but yeah.
Okay.
So I got the opportunity to
So online, like how?
So earlier times, there used to be portals.
Okay.
Right. So youth communities where people would come, discuss things, discuss topics. And that's when, one website owner, he asked me if I can manage his portal, the youth community there.
Okay.
So that's how it started.
Okay.
And then I worked for Times of India. There I was into marketing side, again, along with my education. So I did my summer training in Maruti in PR department. And then my first full-time job was with Thomson Digital, India Today Group.
Okay.
That is pre-press, printing, publishing company.
Wow.
So there I was working with the publishers.
Okay.
So while it was my mainstream, I was doing project management there and program management, but it was into publishing and content industry.
Wow.
So it was still the content industry.
So you started before the boom came, basically.
Yes,
much earlier.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Then I moved on to Prometric, which is an examination company.
Okay.
They were the ones who brought online examinations and made it successful in India.
Wow.
I was handling the CAT entrance exam.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and at that point of time, I traveled to various IIMs, and that's how I built relationship with IIMs, and it's still going strong.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then ITpreneurs, which is into cloud course content creation right from scratch.
Okay.
So they built the Cloud Credential Council, which is the institute which certifies cloud courses.
Okay.
And from there, I moved to Adobe.
Okay.
And I've been into program management, quality, as well as product management there. And currently, I'm handling business operations.
That's amazing. That, really sounds like a journey. Okay. You're also into blogging, right? So how did you basically, since you were basically doing all of this, like at jobs, at work all the time, how did you get into blogging?
So it is a natural thing in me, right? That, as I mentioned, that since I used to write a lot of articles and all, it was a natural instinct in me to record what I'm doing. Like if I'm going on a journey, even as a kid, I would record my experiences, write an article about, hey, you know what, I went to this place, this is what I liked, these are my experiences, maybe write letters to my friends sometimes.
Wow.
So that thing came in. And then when Facebook came in, the old style blogging went away, right?
Changed.
So Facebook became actually the place where you would put all the content.
Yeah, with your face and with the videos.
With the pictures.
Going. Absolutely.
Not even videos. It was still pictures and
photos,
text, right?
Yeah.
And then Facebook groups became very popular. Before that, even Google groups were very popular.
Wow.
Sorry, Yahoo groups. Yahoo groups were very popular.
Yeah, Yahoo and Hotmail is what I remember.
Yeah, so Yahoo started the concept of groups.yahoo.com, right? So communities and whatnot. Then Facebook came up with their own set of communities. And then I became very active in a few of Facebook communities, food communities, and other communities. And I started posting all the things that I used to do. I used to travel a lot because of work, and I would put everything related to travel.
So randomly, it was just a thought you wanted to share it with the world, and you
it was a
pretty much
natural thing in me that I liked sharing content,
right?
And eventually people started appreciating it, and they started following me, or messaging me that, hey, where did you get this content from, this material from? Where did you, the dress you're wearing, the food that you're eating, where can we find that? That's how things started. And then post-COVID time, or during COVID time, I worked on my Instagram, because this is the new age thing, right? So I actually spent time learning how Instagram works, considering it's very different.
I'm going to learn from you very soon now. Since I have you here, might as well.
Absolutely. You have to be there on Instagram.
Of course.
So you have to be at pace with the industry.
Right.
Things have changed, right? From, the websites and portals to where they are now. Connecting with Gen Z, right? They are on Instagram.
Absolutely. So, they're like far better than us in every way possible.
It keeps getting better, right?
It
keeps getting better.
It does, of course.
So now I have my channel on Instagram, and that is where my content goes.
Right. So you're basically into lifestyle, I believe, and food, and sharing your experiences.
Yes.
So tell me exactly, how do you basically manage your lifestyle bit and then the food bit? Like, how does it go?
So actually, I call it experiences, right?
Okay.
So when you're living, like, the same person is having food, and the same person is going through a lot of lifestyle experiences.
Right.
And now even consuming food is not just about food. It's an experience. You would go to a 5-star hotel to have a meal.
Yeah.
But it's not just the food that you're looking at.
Yeah, you basically going
You
for
want the entire experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I say that, these are interlinked. While you can get the same pani puri at, a street vendor.
Absolutely.
Right?
But that's also an experience.
That's also an experience, right? So I may have, one video, you may have seen that, I'll go to Chandni Chowk to just explore street food.
Right.
That's also an experience. People do that kind of tourism as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why I say it's all about experiences. And that's what Adobe also backs up, right? Experiences, digital experiences.
Right.
So it's actually knitting together. Overall.
So basically bringing your lifestyle and food together. So in food, you're obviously capturing, just the food bit. Lifestyle, what more are you doing?
Lifestyle could be, it could be about the jewelry. It could be about, some new product launches. It could be about, some kind
places
of
places you're going to, clothes you're wearing,
off-roading experiences.
Right.
It could be, some different things that, because people want to do different things.
Right.
The target audience is the same. So while we think about people in different segments, that, hey, these are food lovers, these are experience lovers, these are luxury lovers.
But they want it all.
They want it all, right? My audience is, who would like to do something new every day.
Right.
And that could be a package of all that. There could be a person.
Getting an experience by looking at what people are doing, and then maybe wanting to do it as well.
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
some point.
Somebody would see you, playing golf, and then you're having a meal, and then maybe going for, an off-roading activity. All of these are linked.
Yeah.
And people may want to do that.
Right.
They want to know how they can actually do that. So that's the information that they get from the channel.
You're giving them, basically,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And how do you exactly manage to juggle between your job, which is so prestigious, and then the blogging bit?
So my default mode is work comes first.
Okay.
So my job and all my meetings and work-related tasks, they are the first priority.
Of course.
And then comes, anything related to blogging. So
right.
I do have to say no to a lot of, assignments.
Gigs that you get.
But you have to pick and choose.
Yeah, of
and
course.
time management is a key.
Yeah.
Right?
So how do you manage it? Let's say, for example, in a month, we pick up a month. So your job is obviously going, right?
Yeah,
it's going throughout, through and through. So how many gigs are you taking up basically in a month?
So it all depends on, my time availability. So I put everything on my calendar.
Okay.
That's a trick I use.
Of course. That's organization bit is very important. Of course.
I put it on the calendar. Yeah. If somebody would send me an invite or tell me, okay, this is something to be done, I just look for spaces in my calendar and block it. So typically evening hours would be anything related to blogging or weekends, and daytime is my work.
Is your work usually. Yeah. That sounds very, very interesting. That's like so inspiring for so many people. Because, the thing is that so many times, people, especially when it comes to blogging, one, people are very camera shy, for them to really come out on the camera is very difficult, It took me quite a bit of time as well, but I'm here today finally. But why do you think exactly is, this inhibition there? Why do you think?
I think it's normal. It's pretty much normal. It's all about practice at the end of the day. So growing up, our generation, right, we did not have cameras. We did not have cameras in our phones, right? So we are used to of facing the camera only on some specific moments, whether it is, a wedding in the family or some birthday party. But now things are changing. Look at Gen Z,
everybody has a phone.
Everybody has a phone
with a
and
camera.
they're very comfortable.
Absolutely.
So it's all about practice. The more you face the camera, the better you get at it. Simple.
Yeah. Okay, let's dig, a little bit deeper into the blogging bit. Okay. So tell me exactly if somebody, maybe is thinking of starting a blog, for example, what are the basics that you need, okay, to start? The minimal, okay, without per se any investments.
Yeah, see, first thing is identify why you are doing it.
Right.
Are you passionate about the topic? Okay. Are you an expert in something, or do you enjoy it, first of all, right? Do it if you enjoy it. Do it if you think you have something to offer to the audience which they do not already know. So that why is the first thing. Absolutely. Then comes what exactly you talk about, and then comes how you do it. What is the best way to present the content?
Makes sense.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that is the structure I would recommend. That identifying the why is very important. Because a lot
what is basically motivating you? Why is it that you want to do it? Yeah,
because you have available time, right? You have to juggle between various things, and every person has different priorities.
Absolutely.
Now, when you're spending time on something, you should know why you're doing it. Even if it is simply that, okay, this is helping me de-stress. Okay, that is your goal. Yeah. Then stick to that goal, right?
Absolutely.
Then nothing
have
else
no other expectations.
Yeah. Then don't have other expectations. Don't compete with others and say, hey, you know what, that person
she's doing better, and I'm right here, and then you finish.
Exactly. So that is my advice, that go with the why first, stick to your why, and it's okay if your why evolves over a period of time. That is fine.
That always see when things basically come through, the things are going to change, right? With time, of course, that can change, of course. But to begin with, you have to stick with the why.
Stick with the why,
absolutely,
and then you define what
are you don't know for how long. That's the tricky bit.
Yeah, if you're passionate about it, you will go on and on. You won't stop.
Yeah.
You will find time.
Right.
If something is important for you, you will find time for it.
Absolutely. Okay, now what all do you think we need, okay, just to start this, okay, for the people, women out there, especially if they want to begin, okay, because this has become one of the most popular, basically, things today, of course. So what is it that you need, basically, to do it?
Be aware. So first of all, learn basic things, right? Where exactly? So even in that framework, why, what, how, where. Also identify the platform.
Right.
Is Instagram the right thing or not? Maybe YouTube is, right? Is, should I have my own portal? I don't know. Should I have my own app? Who knows, right? So depending upon why and what, you can define what is, where exactly you post content.
Your heading, basically. Yeah.
So have that structure in mind,
right,
and then go for it.
Right.
Even if you have to go through some courses, if you say, okay, like I'm telling about myself, initially I did not know how Instagram works. My cousins used to use Instagram. They would tell me to create an ID and join Instagram.
Absolutely.
I had this thing, I'm on Facebook.
Old soul.
Yeah, old soul. I'm on Facebook. I'm enjoying the Facebook communities. Why should I be on Instagram, right?
Of course.
So you have to learn things, right? And
get used to the tech bit of it, basically.
And even, let's say, for example, if we're talking about Instagram here. So what works on Instagram? Learn about it. The content is available out there.
Right.
I mean, instead of putting something which may not go well, at least do the basics right. Having good quality, resolution of images, videos.
Absolutely.
Basics. What is the size of the image?
At least, people know what they're looking at. Basic clarity, at least, right? Yeah, that's the basic minimum.
Basic minimum. So know the platform well, understand it, and then start, right? So don't put anything and everything there. And also privacy is another factor, right? This is another concern that people may have on public accounts, right? That what should we post, what we should not post. While you have to be out there, but you don't have to expose everything about your life on a social platform.
You
so define that boundary. Define your boundaries there.
Right.
Be careful about, the privacy rules, what are the potential threats, and then go for it. That is my advice, that do it right in the beginning instead of, ending up in trouble and then trying to figure out what happened.
In the end, of course. And, let's talk about the gadgets bit. Okay, what is the basic you need? Just
a normal phone. Normal phone
that's
is
where you start. Yeah, pretty much.
In the beginning, I won't recommend spending any money there. Just start capturing and go with your passion. capture things that you love capturing. It could be,
I think the key is to, just be Khushbu, to be natural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Basically, just be yourself.
Be yourself.
I read this one the other day. It said society, okay? Society is like encouraging you, be yourself. And then society goes, no, not like that. So, there's so many judgments that come your way.
Absolutely.
To deal with that also is another thing, actually.
Actually, to your point, right? You asked this question about why people hesitate in front of camera. That is also one of the reasons, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That we are so conscious about ourselves. Is my hair right? Is my makeup right? Am I looking good? But it's not all about looks, right? Unless you are a fashion blogger or a makeup artist, right? It's not about looks. If you're there,
it's like just being yourself and being out there, basically.
So depending upon, let's say if you are something into parenting or you're into another segment, automobile expert, right? There people are watching you because of your knowledge about automobiles, not because of the way you look.
Absolutely. Right? It depends on exactly what your niche is again, right?
Yes.
So you have to be presentable. About niche, Khushbu, sorry.
Yeah.
So just to get to that, how does one really decide the niche? Because there's so many things to pick and choose from. Okay, you could be passionate about something, but then you could be good at something else.
So
it's contradictory.
That is something you have to figure out, right? It would come in your habits. I would say don't think of it as an extra task in your list of things that you do in the day. There are some things that you already do. Right. Maybe some person could say, I enjoy cooking, I enjoy yoga, I enjoy fitness activities. So figure out what are you already doing, which you enjoy, which maybe people would love to see as well, which you think you are an expert on, right? So that way it doesn't become an additional task. It's not a burden on you as well. And that's your niche. That becomes your niche.
Yeah. Something that you're naturally good at, basically. You don't have to push yourself to basically get there.
Because people want to see you as an authentic person that you are.
Absolutely.
I would
I think pretending or, trying to really push yourself hard onto something doesn't work for very long.
Don't just copy people.
Yeah. That's not going to work. Absolutely. That's true. Okay. Tell us, what is the basic or the most common mistake that bloggers might be making, which basically hinders their growth?
So one is, as I just said, copying others, right? There could be some people who have been in the industry for many, many years. There could be some people who are fashion bloggers, models and whatnot. Don't copy them. Find your own space. Just because somebody walks well and you think you can also walk doesn't mean that you are the expert, right? So identify what you are good at and then that becomes your first thing. So that is the first and foremost thing. Don't copy others because everybody knows you're copying, right? Speaking style also. I've seen people copying popular influencers because their speaking style is liked by people. Don't do that. That's not you, right? So that's my take, right? Ultimately, likes and follows and views is not defining the success of the page as well. It depends on how many engagements that you have, right? So that is another problem, that people judge their own content based on likes and views.
So what is the difference? Likes and views, of course, is one thing we all know. How does the engagement bit work?
So see, it's about your niche. For example, if you are in a specific domain, let's say automobiles, right? The number of people who are enthusiastic about automobiles is a subset of the total follower base that you have. Obviously, that since it is a subset, your likes and views might be lower than, let's say humor content.
Okay.
Humor content is universal.
Of course.
Anybody can like it, right?
Okay.
But then automobiles could be a niche. That's where the word niche comes up, right? So since the market is smaller, let's say you have a channel on Let's Learn French language. Not everybody is there.
Wants to and be there learning
your
French.
Niche is smaller, your target market is smaller. So automatically your followers and viewers would be from that niche. Not everybody is going to
So the numbers
follow.
are going to be accordingly then.
Exactly. So the key point is, what is your ratio? Let's say if you have 50 followers, for example. Out of those 50, if all 50 are engaged, that's a good thing.
Yeah, right.
They are actually contributing.
So basically that means you're giving value, or the content is good. They're watching it. That's what it means pretty much. Yeah.
And see, at the end of the day, I feel good when somebody would tell me that, hey, you know what, I saw your content and based on that, I visited that place. I loved it. So that is a way of measuring success, that you're actually making people move out of their, couch and go to a place and experience it.
Right. True. So one more thing I wanted to ask you, which is very important to me as well, personally, just now. What do you think does it take, to be a successful blogger? according to you? Of course, apart from authenticity, because that we've discussed, of course.
So again, success is also a very abstract concept, right? To each person, success may mean a different thing.
Yeah, of course.
For me, for example, success could be that, 10 people are telling me, hey, we visited that place. We loved it. For me, that is success. Irrespective of whether that, content got 10,000 views or 50,000 views.
Yeah, you were basically able to sort of influence someone.
Yeah, and what is the objective of the content that you posted? Let's say I'm posting a content about a restaurant and they are able to sell 10 tables. Great, that is success. 10 is the count that they are targeting and they sold it. They don't really want
success, in today's date and age, honestly, a lot of us, we basically measure success, okay? In the society, it's always with money, which is the sad part, to some extent, but that's how people look at it.
Sure.
So how do you think, people basically, how much can you earn in this business?
So again, I go back to the previous thing, why you started blogging.
Yeah.
Why? Cool. Was the money the goal?
Yeah.
And then when you say, okay, money is my goal, you may have 10 options to pursue that. Let's say you are good at cooking, right? So you have to opt, right? Like if I'm good at cooking, what can I do?
Then might
blogging is one option.
Basically
start cooking classes.
Else. Cool.
Start cooking classes. Maybe start, a home chef business. I don't know, right? There are different avenues that you have.
Right.
Which is giving you more money.
Why? Yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
Maybe adding content is an add-on to your business, right?
Through the making money bit and basically spreading the word around.
Exactly.
Pretty much,
So identify the why correctly. If why is money, then figure out what is that can generate money in your life.
Yes.
What are your skills?
Right.
And that might be able to give you more money than just going by blogging.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a wonderful thought, actually. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Apart from that, talking about collaborations, again, it depends. It depends on your niche. It depends on the brands you work with. It depends on how much time you're willing to give.
There's always a if and but in this. I think they might come your way or they might not just come your way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So people think, but there are, see, this industry is, a lot of people look at it being frivolous, okay, a waste of time maybe, but there are people who made it.
Absolutely.
Okay, there are people who are like, doing decently well for themselves. Yeah. So what is it you think, have they done right? I would like to know that as well.
Yeah. So again, coming back to the messaging, right? Their why is correct. They know what they're doing. They know why they're doing it. Even, for example, coming to, let's say, restaurant reels, right? A restaurant invites you. They want you to review the food.
Right.
When you create the content, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the food? Are you focusing on the experience? Or are you focusing on how you're looking? What is your message from that content?
That needs to be very clear.
Right?
Yeah.
So unless you know why you're doing it, you would not be able to convey it to the audience.
Right.
And then audience may have their own view of what they take away from that content, right? So it's all linked together.
Right.
Ultimately, your messaging has to be correct. You should know why you're posting some content out there. Even if a brand is asking you to post some content, sometimes brands even don't know, right? They may not come up with a clear brief. You can ask questions. Okay. I do that a lot many times. If somebody tells me, okay, we want to post a reel, I ask them, what is your message?
What is it about?
What is your USP? Talk about the USP. Because let's say there are coffee shops. There are hundreds of coffee shops.
Absolutely.
Why should somebody come to your coffee shop?
Exactly. What is unique that you're offering, basically?
When brand tells you that, just pick that point and show it in your content. And that's what will pull the audience. Otherwise, okay, I'm having coffee, I'm looking good. That's not any content,
it's not
right?
gonna be, not just that.
Yeah,
of course. Okay. So, Kushbu, but do you think, there are people who are really working hard, okay? Trying to really get there, trying to really make it in this industry. But, to some extent, luck also, I think, is a very big factor. What do you have to say about that?
I think it's a lot of luck, maybe. Luck, you create your own luck, right?
Yeah. Well,
you create your own luck.
That's debatable. Maybe
I'm more of a hard work person, less of a luck person, right? Yeah. So I focus on, okay, do the right thing, the right way, learn where you have to, take feedback from people. If things are not going well, there's no harm in asking for feedback, right? Ask for feedback, course correct, and try it out. And you can also experiment. The good thing about Instagram and these platforms is you can experiment and see how your
What is
content is
working and
performing,
what's
right?
not working.
Try different things. Maybe one thing works, another doesn't. It's okay. You learn and you move on. Luck, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand pretty much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
COVID time, maybe it was a lucky time for some people who started. But then even having that sense of starting a business during that time.
It's not just that. You have to work hard. Of course, you have to work hard. Yeah. Hard work is always like number one. Luck might follow, it might not follow. You can't rely on that pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are very few cases where, the luck would put you out there.
Right.
I would say at the end of the day, even if somebody gets lucky, they have to put in the hard work.
Oh, yes. Always. That is true. Thank you so much, Khushbu. We have like so much more to talk about. Maybe in the next video, we're going to do that. For now, I think people know how to go about blogging for sure.
Okay, get started.
Yeah. So thank you. It was lovely having you. And we will take it further in the next one.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Pleasure being here.
Bye.